Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody is enjoying the stay. I see a lot of new faces because you people were not there in the first conference. I missed the second one, but great to see the community growing as a whole because that's the key essence to what we are using as ERPNext. My journey with ERPNext has been long, adventurous one, a great learning curve, which I have, as Neil said, I'm a developer. I don't consider myself to be a developer at any stage. But still, we have done a lot of customizations at our end, mainly due to a gap between us and the team having for the usage. I'll specifically impinge upon the HR, which we did before version 7 release. There was no sync between us and them. They were working on HR on their end, and probably we were working on the HR as well. But before that, I'll just give a brief about our organization. We are a 50-year-old company. It's a family-owned business, and we are into cutting tools for wood and metalworking industry. We have a workforce of a plus of 100, and we manage a lot of items. So uh, tooling is more of a specialized line as per the customer requirements. And so we have a lot of item codes and variants, which I'm always after Rishabh's life to make our lives easier. And we are now using item variants and templates to the full extent. And I think so he's resolved a lot of issues since the last 6 years. And I think this one has actually helped us a lot in managing the thing. Now, actually, here this time around, I'm actually here to discuss about our changes in the HR and where exactly is the difference between the team and the actual usage. Since we are a manufacturing organization, we employ a lot of laborers. So I've seen the timesheets being told that we can log in times with developers. But personally speaking, timesheets for me are for people who are developing or working on a project. But for an organization like ours, the people are not really working on projects. They're working on machines, and they work from probably 8 to 6 or whatever time. And in India, we do have a time called the thing called overtime. So, and I think a lot of organizations in manufacturing, especially, would have that kind of a thing. So that was one thing which was missing from ERP Next in HR, and that was the very first thing we had to uh, address. So we had to customize the attendance form, and which obviously used to should have overtime calculations. Earlier we were doing it all manually on a pen and a paper, and obviously it has its own flaws with 100 plus employees. So we have actually added on in time, out time, in time, out time to every attendance form. So almost 90% of the employees are governed by this rule, but there are certain employees who are not clocked in time, just the present and absent, which is the standard form for ERP Next. So our system is robust enough to handle both the cases. In certain employees which will be having an overtime will be calculated on these bases, and those employees who don't really have the overtime will be taken care of by the standard attendance form. So this is an optional field. We are also planning to actually attach it to a biometric attendance system, though it is not on the priority list for my organization, so I'm kind of weak on that. So we actually created certain new dock types for in and out times, lunch and times were also there. Since we are working 24/7, we work on 3 shifts, so we needed to have a new dock type for shifts. And also with shifts, we needed to have certain rules. what are the timings of the shifts and everything, so that the system does not allow a user to mark an attendance. Say if my shift is from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. in the evening, then uh, since the attendance is being marked manually, we had to had a system where a shift is marked from 8 to 4, then you cannot mark an attendance for a night shift properly. So these kind of rules are mentioned in the shift master. I did take a help of a lot of softwares which are available in the market for HR, just to see how they are actually getting the data in. And this is the shift master we have here. So you can see that we have actually mentioned what is the in time and out time. Also, what is the time for lunch. We have also have what delayed entries are allowed, what is the hours required per day, what is the margin times, and how the system will round the timing. So even if a person is late by a second, that will be rounded back to the, since the computer will calculate everything to the last decimal, we didn't wanted that to happen. So we have the rounding options as well in the shift master itself. So we have defined 2 or 3 shifts the way we want it with the rules. Then obviously with shifts comes the problem of who is in which shift. So we needed another doc type, which is rosters. So every week or in a 15 days, we will people will make the rosters that which employee is allocated to which shift, and uh, and accordingly the attendance will be marked. So the roster will actually define which time you are supposed to come into the organization for working. Then the problem was with the payroll. Uh, Before the version 7, the payroll was kind of very rudimentary. It had the deductions and everything, but it was missing certain basic things, especially in terms of what we needed in India at least. So I had to redesign the payroll, unmindful of the fact that all the things will be changed in version 7 and I'll have to rework them again with all the renaming of the fields and everything. And then we did some salary slip payments we did for salary slips. So our system is actually, they have a very good feature called process payroll, where you just click the process payroll and all the salary slips are generated. And we also wanted the automatic posting of the salary slips into our general ledger. So for that, we created a salary slip payment. So there we define what salary slips are being paid in what. So if you have 100 salary slips, probably 30 are paid today, 30 tomorrow, and depending upon the slip. So we are making the salary slip payments on them. And once you submit the salary slip payment, there is one JV which is posted automatically, and these are all linked to their accounts. And I think Rishabh is saying that this is going to come in version 7.1 or in future. Then there is another feature called employee loan. There are a lot of cases where employees are actually taking loans. Say they will say, "I need 10,000 today," and you can just cut it 1,000 every month. That kind of a thing is still not available. I don't know if it's in the. So that we have also decided, and we create an employee loan, and they will take an employee loan, and again it will automatically post a JV into the system, and the salary slips will automatically deduct the loans from the employee and is automatically posted into the JVs. Then I come back to the item templates, which I said is very important to our organization. There is a first, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Max. He's in Brazil. He's not here, but he's, I think so, the person who's doing a lot of good work to the community. He has helped us in actually hacking the template system a bit. I know I can't, I hope so. It's kind of late night at that, so I don't know. uh, So he helped us hacking this item templates, because in our case, the items are defined by various attributes. And when you create an item from a template, then generally all the items, all the options are shown for the template to be. So we had actually introduced a restriction table into the item template. So basically what we are doing, the restriction table will actually, so if I have an attribute as base material, it might have 10 values in the attribute. But if we define only one of these values or two of these values, then when you are making the item code, only one or two will show up. So it's easier and intuitive for the user. He just have to click, click, click. That's it. It doesn't have to be a brainer for him. So in our case, it is more, and we are also defining certain rules based on formula. So that is one thing which we introduced to us in that. So you can see only one of the options is showing. All these will have only one option to be selected. So the user don't really have to uh, ponder over which option is to be selected. I would just like to say what exactly is needed on from our end and from expected from the community for the future of ERP Next. I personally feel with a lot of demands coming in from the community, I think I make 100 every day. Uh, but I think the problem becomes that the ERP which is not doing correctly right now, or we would be doing it, is having certain artificial intelligence which was thrown to us on April Fool Day some time ago. It's some small things are like that. Calculate of reorder levels. I think so. The system uh, should be resilient enough to calculate the reorders levels automatically, especially with the given the number of items we have. It's a big task for us. Payment reminders to customers. Yes, it should go automatically to the customers. Then automatic bank reconciliation, that is also there. Automatic payment entry, since the payment entry tool is now a fantastic thing. Web portal should show filtering of items with something like Flipkart or Amazon's. We are still not there, I feel. And yes, these too many requests will lead to almost half-baked things because they are too much loaded. I think so 900 odd requests are there. So I think so there is where the community comes in, because 10 people, 15 people won't be able to do it. And with their planning to get into the domains as well, so they are actually multiplying 900 by 10, I guess. So that is where I think the community has to come in. And I hope, I'm not a developer, so I try to give the pull request, but I'm too scared to give it on ERP Next because I know I'll break more than I'll make. Thank you very much.